The other type of threading equipment we periodically run into is the rigid number 65R. The big difference on this one here is it's a ratcheting action on it, so it can be done with one person or two people not having to make a full rotation as they're doing it. In addition, on here, you can look at the chasers on here. The dies themselves are not a full width. There's probably only 3 teeth on there. So if you look at a receding die versus a full width die, the taper is already cut into the die for itself for full width dies. Put the taper on the pipe, whereas the receding die will slide down a post, and this post is tapered as it goes. So as it goes down this plate, the plate actually extends and pulls the dies away as you're cutting it. When we go to set it up, we need to figure out what size of pipe we have. So if I was doing 1 inch, I could simply lock it on at this point here onto my pipe. But if I'm doing a larger pipe size, 1.25 inches, slide it over to 1.5 inches or over to 2 inch. As it's doing that, it's bringing the rear teeth to lock it onto the pipe for us. We're going to be doing 1 inch, so I'll set it up for 1 inch right now. On the actual threading the pipe, we have a choice between 1, 1.25, 1.5, and 2. So we've got the 4 holes on here that we need to line up our posts with. So to do it for 1 inch, I slide it over to match up with the 1 inch hole. Line that down until this plate is marked in between the middle of the standard start marks on there. Good to go on that one? Oh, yeah. Okay. For the actual removal of these receding dies, we need to lift this plate right up over the top, which will allow this to be pushed all the way over to the open position. So now when I flip these over, number 4 comes out. Number 1, make sure they go back in the right slots, please. 2 and number 3. Before we flip it over, if we can move the arm that we adjusted for the different size pipes that we have, if we move that over, it locks these into place so they don't fall out when you flip it over. So again, now I just need to get this back down to my standard mark. So on my standard mark, the higher you are on the standard mark, the posts are going to be pulled tighter together, removing more material. When you put your threaded fitting on, they should go on about 3.5 to 4 turns by hand. If they're only going on 2 turns by hand, you need to remove more material. So bringing those posts in by coming up higher on the marks will accomplish that. Again, once we're confirming that we're on our standard mark, we're going to slide the 65R over, and you can see that our teeth on our receding dies are starting to grip onto our pipe. Let's back that right up. Sliding this over so that the receding dies are on the end of the pipe. Now it's a matter of pushing the lever at the top here to lock onto the pipe. Okay, you can. So this can be a 2-person job. Okay, this time you can see that he's actually working quite hard. Well, let's get keep on. Okay, stop for a second. Okay. Wind that in all the way. As this is being turned around, you can see that our starting plate is coming down slower and slower, getting lower, and when it gets down to this point here, it's going to detach itself from the pipe.
Yeah. No pun intended. So it'll pop itself off.
So what's happened now is it's come all the way down to this point here. It's detached itself and we're no longer threading the pipe. So we flip this one over. Now we can remove it off. Keep your face out of the way. If you wind it back out and hit the standard mark, you'll be ready for the next time you go to thread your next piece of pipe. I can't believe I can do this, but we're going to go try this on the 300.
See how it works.
Okay, bring that all over, please. From this point here, I now want to take this and slide it to the open position. Put my threader in reverse. Now, have it ready for your next cut. Bring this plate up so it's in line with the middle of your standard mark.